I am so happy that you're able to join us for this extended interview. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get more killer resources. Hey friend, are you looking to land a remote gig ASAP? Well, did you know that we not only have a ton of online jobs you can apply to on our site, but now we're also sending them straight to your inbox. I'm happy to announce that we will be sending our email subscribers legit online jobs every Wednesday. We have done hours of research so you don't have to. If you want to be the first one to hear about the remote gigs we find, go to theoffbeatlife.com to subscribe. Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming back for this extended interview with Spencer, where he's going to talk about how to automate affiliate marketing using YouTube. Hey Spencer.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here. Before we get to all of your awesome tips and tricks, can you tell us about you and why you live an offbeat life?
Yeah, so I'm a full-time affiliate marketer, something I've been doing full-time for 4 years and just kind of doing for 6 years. I have a wife, 2 kids, live over in Utah, which I love because it puts me right in the middle of a lot of really cool stuff outside. And the reason I love affiliate marketing is because of the freedom that it gives, like the offbeat life is how you say it, that it gives. I can't think of another industry that can provide that kind of freedom any better than affiliate marketing. And so if you're not familiar with what the industry is or what affiliate marketing is, it's just where you basically market other people's products. The beauty of it to me is I'm a marketer, and that's the only thing I'm good at. I'm not good at creating products or like owning businesses or all that stuff. And so it allows me to just focus on one thing, do it well, and that gives me a lot of freedom in my life now that's kind of running smoothly.
Yeah, and I want to touch up on that a little bit because, like you mentioned, what affiliate marketing is and the beauty about it, right? Because most of the time as content creators, we're always making stuff and then we don't know if it's going to work or not. And then you kind of build up this content that either nobody buys or it just isn't working. But the beauty about affiliate marketing is you don't need to do that work. You just focus on marketing it. And if you do it as well as Spencer does, or even just close to him, you could create passive income. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because we want to be where Spencer is, just like hiking with his family and doing whatever cool things it is that he's doing while, he's automating this stuff. So talk to us about how you're able to do this with YouTube, because that's really where your bread and butter is and how you're able to create income using other people's products. And what is it that you do on YouTube? Is it that you're reviewing the products? Is it like, how does that work?
Yeah, so I'll take one step back and then we'll jump into that. For affiliate marketing to work, to be automated, right? If you want everything to just run smoothly automatically, you need traffic. You need traffic that's automatically coming in, so passive traffic, and then you need a conversion system that's the same thing, right? It's totally passive and running in the background by itself. And so YouTube is the passive lead piece of that puzzle. And there's a lot of social media platforms, a lot of ways to go about getting traffic online, right? You got people running Facebook ads, people doing Facebook pages and groups and Instagram. But in my opinion, there's nothing better than YouTube when it comes to being able to do some work right now and set up some stuff right now and have it just keep on rolling for years, right? And sending leads into your conversion system and your money-making system. I mean, I've got leads coming in from videos that were made 5 years ago, right, where I'm still making money almost daily off of these videos. And the reason for that is the way YouTube's built, right? It's a search engine that doesn't necessarily care about age of content. If you look at like places like Instagram and Facebook, they very much care about fresh, unique content, right? Like you can post something today, it can go viral, and then tomorrow it's never getting seen again. And YouTube isn't at all like that. Like you can post something today, and it'll just continue churning it out to people for years and years and years, right? If it's a good video. And so YouTube is like the important piece of that puzzle. And then in terms of making money, I do reviews. I do a mix with like maybe 20% reviews, but I do 80% non-reviews. And essentially all I'm doing is building up an audience that I can then sell to. So what I mean by that is I make content, or I'll go back one step. I choose an affiliate product, then I make content that the people that want to buy that product would want to watch as well, if that makes sense. So, hey, I've got this, let's say this cryptocurrency course, right? Okay, I'm going to make a video about how to get started with cryptocurrency or how to buy Bitcoin or something like that, right? Now I'll make that video. When they watch that video, I'll send them to some small lead magnet like, hey, I've created a little free guide on the top 10 cryptocurrencies. If you want access to that, go ahead and put in your email, right? Everyone's entered, if you've been an entrepreneur for like a week, you've put your email address in one of those forms. So they put their email address in that form. And then my money is made on email automation. Like 90% of my money is made after they put in that email address. I now say, okay, I've got somebody who I know is interested in cryptocurrency. And I've got access to them for the next year or until they tell me to stop. And so I've got automations for most businesses. I'll create like 6 months to a year of email sequences that'll just go out and send about two a week typically, doing different things, but focusing on making money and referring them to these products that I now know they're interested in. So I might refer them to a cryptocurrency course or a cryptocurrency exchange or something like that where I know I can make some money. And so the system is choose a niche, right? Make content that applies to that niche that they're interested in. Give them a lead mag, give them something for free to capture their email address, also that they're interested in, and then follow up with an email sequence that ties into the whole thing as well, right? Crypto in this case.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of information here to unpack. So the first thing,
Sorry.
I'm like, but it's awesome because I'm like, I have you here now, so I'm like, let me ask as many questions as I can. So Spencer,
Let's do it.
So first of all, how do you even find the affiliates, right? Because there's a lot of different things out there. Like, how do you know that these affiliates are good? How do you know that they're going to be right? Like, how do you know that you can make money from this? Where does that all come from?
The programs, right? So for me, I typically choose niches that I'm passionate about, right? So I just talked about cryptocurrency. I've got a cryptocurrency channel, but I also just love cryptocurrency. And so it's very natural for me to look and say, okay, in the cryptocurrency space, where am I spending my money? And I'm like, oh, I bought this course. Oh, I'm using this exchange, right? And I just look at where my money's going in crypto. And now I just Google like, hey, the Coinbase affiliate program, right? Or this X and Y affiliate program and sign up for that. And then it makes selling it so easy, right? You're not saying like, hey, check out this product I've never heard of. You should go buy it. It can be like, hey, I'm using this. Here's the reasons I'm using this. You've watched my video. You know who I am. You trust me. You should use it as well. And it makes that whole sequence of events go very well. And then the second place is, for example, I've got this 6-month sequence and I run out. I'll just Google cryptocurrency affiliate programs and I'll get 10. Some blogger out there, right, has done all this research for me. He'll give me, they pay this much. And then I always do a secondary search once I find some that I want to promote, and a reputation search. I firmly believe you shouldn't be promoting something to your audience that could, damage them. So I won't sell them stuff that's, in the crypto space, especially, there's a lot of scams and stuff going on. So I always try to do that research so that they know that they can trust me. And I'm never going to get an email back from someone saying, hey, you just promoted this product. I bought it. It was terrible. I don't trust you ever again. So that's how I find them.
Love that. And then when you talked about building an audience with your videos, right? How do you know that that's the type of content that they want to watch, that they're going to be drawn to?
So I used to do like a ton of like keyword research. I'd use all the tools, all those tools that cost money every month and stuff like that. And I've come to simplify it a lot more now. And I just do two things. The first thing I do is I'll go find all the crypto influencers out there that are already making, crazy good YouTube videos, and I'll sort by their most popular videos. So I'll find maybe the top 10 or 20. I'll go to their YouTube channel, sort by their most popular videos, and then I'll just go through there and say, hey, I can make one like that. I can make one similar to that. I can make one similar to that, right? Because it's pretty easy to see, and you'll start to see these trends like, oh, people are definitely interested in like this particular way of learning, or this particular wording even. You'll learn some really cool stuff there. And you'll come out of it with 10, 20, 30 video ideas of what you can make. And then the second way, this way works so well and it blows me away. I just go to YouTube's search bar and I'll type in the word, let's say it's crypto. I'll type in cryptocurrency, and then I'll type in front of that word _ space. So _ space, the word cryptocurrency, and then I'll start putting letters in front of the _ So A, backspace, B, backspace. And YouTube's just going to fill it with like, oh, all the crypto things people are searching for in crypto that start with A, right? Like a cryptocurrency, and then when I click B, it's going to say best cryptocurrency. And I'm like, okay, so now I'm starting to get an idea of like what people are looking for. And then I'll just click into one. Oh yeah, best cryptocurrency, and look and see what the top 5 videos have in terms of views. And if it's like, hey, this video's got 100, 200,000 views, obviously there's a lot of interest out there for that particular subject. Boom, put it in the queue and run with it. And those two combined, like, just feed me a never-ending loop of content I can put out.
I love these tricks. So I'm like, this is also good if you have a blog too. This could be
Yeah.
something that like you use on Google search, looking at like the top bloggers in your niche. Like, this is awesome, Spencer. I'm like, and also the fact that you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You know, you just do it in your own way. You put your own information, your own personality, and you know, if it works, why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just taking your take on it, right? And there's always someone out there, like if you go to the comments of any video, 50 people hated it, 50 people loved it. People learn different ways, and so you can always say, hey, I can teach this differently than this guy, more in my style. Maybe I'm more dry and boring, but I'm more detailed and stuff like that. And there's people that are truly brand new that hated that tutorial because he skipped stuff. And there's just ways that you can take your own take on it.
Love it. Okay, so now the thing that I want to tap into, because this could actually be a whole nother like episode, is your email automation. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot to learn. And you're talking about having 6 months worth. How did you learn how to build up a good automated email sequence system so that you can really nurture the subscribers, and also making sure that you're actually making money from these emails and the people that are subscribing?
Yeah. So I was like a year into email affiliate marketing before I even found out that email lists were important, which is crazy because everyone talks about it. But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
clearly was following the wrong guys. But once I found it was important, I started collecting emails, and I had a few YouTube videos that were doing really well. So I started to get some email addresses. And it only took me like 2 or 3 weeks to realize, like, I can't send 3 emails a week. Like, that doesn't, like, it just is always over my head. Like, I got to send an email today. Got to send an email today. What are you going to send them? What are you going to talk about? And it was always in my head. And then 2, people would join the sequence, or they'd join my email list, and then the email that day, like, wouldn't make any sense because it was following up on the previous 2 emails. And they're like, what are you talking about? And so that's when I was like, okay, hold on. I need to, everyone needs to follow the same sequence of events here so that I can control the information flow and have it make sense to people. So for me, the email list, if you just get someone's email address right and your first email is like, buy this product, then you're going to get a lot of unsubscribes, maybe even a few spam complaints, and not a lot of sales. I always talk about how no one's going to buy from you until they feel like they have a relationship with you. They feel like they trust you, both on a level that you're not going to screw them over and on a level that you're actually an expert. So my first like 3, 5, even like 7 emails in some of the sequences are just trying to do those 3 things, right? I want them to know that, 1, I am an expert in this, like what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. And so I want them to have that sense, okay, here's an expert. 2, here's an expert that has my best interest in mind. So I can do that by telling stories. I can do that by, I like to send them to YouTube videos or just videos of me, because they kind of see that, oh, okay, this isn't just like some hidden face on the internet. The more they see me talk and stuff, the more likely they are to trust what I'm saying. And then 3, just relationship building in general. Like, hey, this is like a person. Like, this is just another person kind of like me, right? We're the same. And that's done with stories in those first few emails. So the first few emails are me just telling stories and maybe giving little bits of training throughout the stories. Like, hey, this is how I came across crypto. Let's say we'll go back to the crypto example. I remember when I came across crypto in 2017 or 2016, right? And they're like, oh, 5 years in crypto. What an expert, right? And I remember this happened and this happened, and I lost all my money, and it was terrible. And I kind of like string along in these emails, little bits of training throughout this long story of me learning crypto. Then when I start to sell, they're already there. Oh, it's Spencer sending me an email again, right? I know Spencer. Like, Spencer's been in crypto for a long time. He's an expert. I trust Spencer. And email 7, I was like, hey, this is the product you need if you're trying to learn crypto. And they're like, I am trying to learn crypto and I'm brand new to it. And Spencer just referred me to this product. I'm in, right? And so you build that all into one big automation, and it goes really well.
Wow, that's amazing. And then when you talk about automation, is it something that you're using? Like, what type of company are you using right now to automate your emails? And is it once somebody subscribes into your email, they just go into that automated email sequence for, like you said, 6 months?
Yeah, so I've like tried a million different things, and I remember I got to a point like 2 years ago. I'd built out all these email automations, and I got an email back from someone, and they're like, "Hey, I got that email like 15 times or something, and I was like, "Oh, weird, okay." And I went into my automations, and I was like, "Oh, like you have overcomplicated this, right?" It was like I had all these things. It was like, did they open the email? No. Okay, do this. Did they click the link? Okay, do this. And it was like there was a million different like routes someone could take to go through my automation, and it was just overcomplicated. And it was in a software called Active Campaign, which is what I use and still love. But I've come to realize, like what you just described, just simplify it. Like they put in their email. You do need to segment down to interest, right? So I've got people, putting in their email for cryptocurrency free stuff and for affiliate marketing free stuff. I'm not going to group those in any way because they're two separate audiences. But once you've identified an audience and what they're interested in, just have this nice, simple email sequence. Like I said, I send out every like Tuesday and Thursday typically. And maybe if I'm like pushing a product hard, I'll do like 3 or 4 emails in a row, like one day after the other. But that's kind of the typical thing. So I'm not bugging them, 2 to 3 emails a week max. And for me, that's simplified it both for me and honestly for them. And a few people might slip through the cracks, but it just makes things really easy to have that sequence, 2 to 3 emails a week, leading off of each other and then going from there. And then I was going to say, the way I build it is not like, okay, sit down, put my hands on the keyboard and whip out 75 emails, right? I built the automation with a week's worth of emails to start. And then for a long time, just every Friday, I would add 1 or 2 new emails. So I'd have it in my to-do list, like add 1 or 2 new emails to the end of this automation. And I just kept doing that. And the automation got longer and longer and longer. And it's really fun to see like commissions come in and you're like, I don't even remember that email, and you go back and look and like, oh, okay. Or someone responds like, that email was awesome. That was such a cool thing you just said or explained. And I was like, oh, I wrote that email like 4 years ago, or 2 years ago.
That's awesome. Now we're all going to subscribe to Spencer's email just to see what he's talking about.
Yeah, see it in action.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Spencer, for being here with us. Before we go, if somebody really wants to start affiliate marketing, what would you say is the first thing that they should do to get started?
So I've got a Facebook group called Automation Nation. I would say join that Facebook group and watch the Get Started video. What it does is it breaks down the routes. So affiliate marketing, like there's so many ways people do it, and they're like a lot of different ways. And so it kind of breaks down, here's some directions you can go and gives you one, helps you to pick one solid direction and then points you to where I think is the best resource on that particular direction you've chosen. Sometimes it's me and sometimes it's not.
Thanks so much, Spencer. If our listeners want to know more about you, where can they find you?
Always start with YouTube. I say YouTube. You can type in my name, Spencer Meekum, or Buildapreneur, and either one of those will take you to me.
Awesome. Thanks again, Spencer. We really appreciate all the knowledge that you shared with us today.
Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed this extended interview with Spencer. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get the full interview where he shares how to become a full-time affiliate marketer. Hey friend, have you been wanting to start a podcast? I know it can be overwhelming in the beginning. Believe me, I have been there. Lucky for you, we have created a new site called howtocreateapodcast.com that shares a ton of freebies that can help you get started. From launching, growing, to monetizing, we share it all in one place. Visit howtocreateapodcast.com for more information. Thanks for joining me on this extended interview. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. We can also chat some more on Facebook at The OB Life. I'll talk to you soon.